Ahoy there mateys, welcome to Naval Action. My name's Hullabaloo. Now this game is due for release within the next few weeks, so I thought I would do a very simple and very basic instructional video on manual sailing. Now this is not optimal manual sailing. This doesn't include all the refinements and all the little adjustments you can do to change your turning circle and your speed and to really optimize the turns. This is low maintenance, the absolute basics. Now if you can do these maneuvers, it's not optimal, but it's going to be pretty good and with the minimum number of keystrokes. So here we are, we're sailing exactly downwind. You can ignore that trader, that'll soon leave. And I'm going to perform a left turn, so that's rudder full left, front yards full left, rear yards full right. Now you can see this in the in-game tutorial, very basic. Everything's on full lock, everything double tapped. It's turning through here. I'm not even adjusting the front yards, still everything on lock. And then as I approach the heading I want to go, which is beam reach, 90 degrees to the wind, back into auto, get that speed out, and then when I'm at the desired heading, one tap the rudder so it's back in the central position, and there we go, pretty high speed. That's not a bad turn, very low maintenance, minimum keystrokes. Now I'm going to show you braking and neutralizing sails, so you want to come to a complete stop here. So all I've done is depowered and turned the yards all the way around so that they're the wrong way to the wind. We're getting negative thrust, and you can see my speed there rapidly dropping. Going down there as it gets near to complete stop, I've just turned the yards so they're exactly parallel with the wind. That's called neutralizing sails. You can see them shimmering there because they're getting no thrust at all. Okay, so back to auto skipper, repower, and let's accelerate back up to full speed at beam reach. We're getting up to near maximum speed. I think this ship's capable of about sort of 10.5 knots. So now I'm going to show you some reversing maneuvers. Now all I'm doing is turning the rudder full left with a double tap, and I'm just going to go directly into the wind. I'm doing no adjustments at all, still on auto skipper, still fully powered, and just flying straight into the wind. Seems speed still pretty good, even this close hold. And I'm just waiting till the bow of the ship is exactly into the wind. And then as that happens, all I'm going to do, single tap the rudder so it's back in the central position, depower, and then spin the yards round so they're exactly 90 degrees to the wind. And here I'm getting maximum reverse thrust. You can see my speed picking up now, negative, -4 knots, -5 knots, and that's pretty much maximum reverse speed. Now all I'm going to do is just show you now how to turn in reverse, and it's exactly the same as you would be if you were going forwards. So rudder full left, front yards full left, rear yards full right, and that is a right turn in reverse, exactly the same as a left turn going forwards. Identical, it's that simple. Everything's on full lock, no adjustments being made at all. And then as those rear yards start to get forward thrust, you can see I'm starting to go forwards, back to auto skipper, put the rudder all the way over to the right because I'm now going forwards and I want to turn right. No adjustments at all. And you can see you start to pull out of the turn, picking up speed, and we're back to beam reach. So just single tap the rudder back, and there we go. Not a bad turn, very low maintenance, minimal keystrokes, but not too bad a turn at all. So now we're going to do a turn with the wind. Now this is slightly more difficult. You do have to do some little adjustments. My front yards are on full lock, my rudder is on full right lock, but my rear yards I'm manually adjusting and keeping them neutralized, look, following the wind. So all the work is on the front sails, which is pushing the bow of the ship to the right, and the rear sails are doing nothing or as little as possible. And at this point they're at full lock, so I'm doing nothing, just leaving it. And then as I go through the wind, I'm going to be doing exactly the same, except this time I'm going to be adjusting and neutralizing the front yards. So you see my front yards are now parallel with the wind, and then as I turn I'm just keeping that way with little adjustments. So now the front yards are doing nothing and all the thrust is coming from the rear sails, pushing the stern of the ship round. And then as I reach beam reach on the opposite side, which is the desired heading, back to auto skipper, single tap the rudder back to the middle, and there we go. I went a little bit too far then, so I'll just go in left, just get back to beam reach. But there you go. Low maintenance, fewest keystrokes possible, but not too bad a turn at all. Now we're going to do a tack. So a tack is when you turn against the wind. So again, rudder full right, we're turning dead into the wind as fast as we possibly can. No adjustments being made. Auto skipper, fully powered. Fly into the wind. See, our speed is still pretty good. And then as we get in, we're looking for the point here where our sails are all neutralized. And at that point, all you do is double tap those rear yards and spin them all the way around. They go all the way around. And as you turn into the wind, you see my speed starting to drop. Now I'm ready with the rudder, because as I start to go into negative speed, double tap the rudder. So it's all the way over to the left. So you see when we're in negative, the rudder's going the other way, because we want to turn right. We're going backwards, so the rudder needs to be going left. Now you can see now the speed started to push up into positive again, so I'm ready again. And as I'm about to go into positive speed, double tap again to the right. And as we go into positive, the rudder's now full right. And then as the sails are neutralized again, back to auto skipper. And we're motor on. Rudder's still full right. And then we should start to pick up speed, power out of the turn. And there we go, back to beam reach. Now that is not too bad a tack at all. It's not optimal. It's not the best possible tack you can do, but it's the lowest maintenance. And when you're a new player, if you can perform those maneuvers in that way, you're going to be turning okay. That is not too bad at all. And it's the lowest maintenance, minimal keystroke. You could be doing other things like positional sense, like gunnery, concentrating on things like that. Yet your basic ship maneuvers are going to be okay. You really are going to be able to PvP and compete at a reasonable level just by doing those very, very basic maneuvers. Anyway, I hope that helped, and I'll see you out on the open seas.